but as a team sponsor as well.
Well, we're going to get into some NASCAR talk with Steve Wilson here as soon as he jumps on here. Do you want to stay or stick around, or where can people find your pieces, sir?
Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at matteembury. And for those of you in the South Bend area, 96.1 WSBT, our coverage of Notre Dame, Florida State starts at 2 p.m. with our encore broadcast, The Brian Kelly Show. Then Game Day with Evan Sharpley and Tim Grau from Ivy Court. If you are in the area, stop on by. It's your last chance to see a live show because this obviously is senior day. And then Game Day Sports Beat from 4 to 6. And then we joined Paul Burmeister, Ryan Harris, and Jack Nolan on the Notre Dame JMI Network, and we wrap it all up with Sean Stiers and Reggie Brooks. And we should also mention congratulations to Sean Stiers, who won the AP Award for Best Radio Broadcaster of the Year in Indiana for 2018 for his broadcasting coverage of the Mishawaka Cavemen. And big congratulations to him on his great work with the Cavemen.
We appreciate it, brother, and we'll talk with you soon.
Anytime, Tom.
Thanks. Matthew-Embury talking some college football with us, also our official IndyCar contributor. Interesting news to hear that Fuzzy Vaca is parting ways with Ed Carpenter, and the possibility that Verizon is going to be leaving as a title sponsorship with Penske. But we're going to be talking NASCAR in Phoenix, and we are getting ready for another round of playoffs in NASCAR. Steve Wilson, Speedway Digest, joins us next right here on the Bell Radio Network.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you can save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
welcome back to the balance. Rolling right along on a Saturday morning. Thank you to Matthew-Embury, does a dual role for us. He helps us get into some college football talk and understand what's going on with the college football games, obviously based up in South Bend. Works for the flagship station of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who finds himself in the number 3 slot, a very slippery slope, 3-4-2 Clemson, Michigan 4. So we'll see what happens with that, with Michigan today and the rankings between Michigan and Georgia. With Georgia playing Auburn, we'll see what happens. But joining us now is Steve Wilson of Speedway Digest, editor and publisher of Speedway Digest, our official NASCAR contributor. Steve, how are you, sir? Are you with us, Steve? Steve, can you hear us? Well, looks like we lost him. Hopefully we get him back here. We will effort to do that. We had the segment already and all lined up. 78985. Hopefully we get Steve back here in just a moment. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about, we do have him back. We hope, we think, fingers crossed. Steve, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well if my phone would not disconnect on me this morning.
Got to get rid of that Obama phone, Bubby. So, did you make it through Election Day? I know it's kind of crazy. It was crazy down there in Virginia. Aren't we glad that Election Day is over for the most part? I mean, no matter which side of the fence that you fall on, I think both sides won a little something. It was no red wave, it was no blue wave, but my God, was I ready for that Election Day to be over with?
Well, don't you worry. The day after, most of those people, they're already campaigning for 2020, so you don't really get rid of these people at all.
Well, talking about campaigning, I tell you what, in the Truck Series, we have us a spot in Miami. Talk with us a little bit about last night's race. Obviously, Phoenix is where we're at this weekend, but Moffitt wins the truck race. It certainly does everything but steal his spot at Homestead.
Yeah, Brad Moffitt went on to win his 5th Truck Series win of 2018. He battled a lot of tough trucks up there and through some adversity throughout the entire race. Those last couple of restarts, starting out there in the second row, and Grant Enfinger just wasn't able to put this thing together. He was up there for some points in the race. He gave chase to Noah Gregson and John Hunter Nemechek and others that had been out, Harrison Burton, that were all out there leading at various points in the race. Enfinger needed to win this event. Had that caution probably not come out for John Hunter Nemechek spinning out there in front of Enfinger, we may be talking a different story today, but nevertheless, Brent Moffitt went on. That little team, Hattori Racing, that runs with limited sponsorship, limited funding, limited resources as a whole, has come out this season, and they have battled against some of the giants in the series, the GMS Racings of the world, the Thor Sports of the world, who won't be represented this year in the championship, Kyle Busch Motorsports and others, and they've put up a heck of a fight, winning on a fairly consistent basis, putting all the things together that they need to put together, and locking themselves into a championship chase next Friday night at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Well, we're in the round of 4 Truck Series. Talk about the other relevant names right now. Brett Moffitt, obviously, as we just talked about. Justin Haley, we've talked about a couple of times this month. Certainly Johnny Sauter and Noah Gregson. As we look at the round of 4, certainly still looks like a pretty solid run for Justin Haley and Moffitt.
Yeah, last night their truck unfortunately suffered some failures in that race and put him out. He had already won the week before, so there was no problems or issues with him by going out early. However, I just think he's got a tall order at this point. He's won the 2 races that he's won, both last week and at Canada, were due to other issues or other people having issues in these events, such as running out of fuel with a half a lap to go. We saw pretty much the same thing happen both in Texas and in Canada this year. He's going to have a very tough path to the championship, and that, no way negates the effort that he put in throughout this entire 2018 campaign. But his wins and his runs have come as part of other people's issues, and he's going to have to get by Johnny Sauter. He's going to have to get by Noah Gragson. He's going to have to get by Brett Moffitt. The 2 strongest ones I see right now, both Sauter and Moffitt, and those 2 are going to be the ones I think we have to watch next weekend. But Justin Haley, if he's there, if he's running in the top 2, top 3, maybe lightning strikes 3 times and somebody runs out of fuel or somebody has an issue with a half a lap to go, and he's the one that becomes the champion in 2018.
Well, certainly we're excited to see how that happens. A little other news inside the truck and Xfinity Series. Chevrolet will update the body for the Camaro SS and the NASCAR Xfinity Series next season, while the Silverado in the Gander Outdoors, formerly Camping World Truck Series, still going to have to wrap my tongue around that, for 2019, will be redesigned. The manufacturer announced the changes Friday morning at Texas Motor Speedway. So for the Camaro SS, it will be the 3rd update since its debut in the Xfinity Series in 2013, and the Silverado will go under its very first update since 2014. So thoughts on that?
It's long overdue in the truck series. We've really not had these consistent updates like we've had in both either the Xfinity Series or the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. The truck series, sometimes they're the last ones that are getting these updates, and Toyota is the only one that has been very consistent on keeping up and changing their bodies, changing different styles of the trucks. Ford has lagged behind there. At the same time, we've seen some new stickers here in the last month or 3. But, aside from that, the truck series seems to be forgotten to some aspects and to some extent. These are branding opportunities for these manufacturers, and they need to go out there and they need to stay consistent with this no matter the series if they're going to support the series. I've just not seen the manufacturers, aside from Toyota in the Camping World Truck Series, put a lot of effort into this. I'd like to see them put more effort into it and put some effort into it. And I'm not saying that they're going to put the same kind of effort they put in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, but I would like to see more consistent effort in the truck series. I would like to see these trucks become more boxy like we've seen in the past. Not that these trucks don't already produce really good racing, but I think more boxy vehicle that has to push the air out of the way in the Camping World Truck Series. I think, we could see something spectacular. And maybe, these 3 manufacturers, Chevrolet and Toyota and Ford, can get together like they did in the Cup Series and design bodies for these trucks going into the future and be more consistent on the generation of trucks that we run in. For to go 4 years without any kind of update to the body for Chevrolet, that's a really, really long time in the evolution of vehicles these days. As far as the Camaro is consistently changing because of the fact they've been at a disadvantage to some points in the Cup Series, and since they've been bought in. I mean, Austin Dillon won the Daytona 500, but in the Cup Series, they've been at a bit of a disadvantage since they've introduced that. The Xfinity Series, if it's not a JR Motorsports team, the Camaros have been, again, at a disadvantage to some degree. I think GM and NASCAR are trying to find the sweet spot so that they can compete with the Mustang and they can compete with the Camry in that series.
Well, we move on into Phoenix today. Xfinity Series today, 3:30. The